Mutual fund seller AGF Management Limited has settled a federal tax case over income shifted from Canada to an overseas subsidiary during a time when Finance Minister Bill Morneau was a company director. The company has been battling with the Canada Revenue Agency for several years and recently disclosed that the CRA sought a total of $71.9 million in back taxes, interest and penalties related to the period spanning October 2005. An agreement has since been reached, but the terms were not disclosed. Mr. Morneau served as an independent board member at the company from 2014, prior to his election as an MP in 2015. Mr. Morneau is also the former executive chair of Morneau Shepell, a human resources and pension management firm. Story continues below advertisement. AGF declined to comment on details of the case, stating that while the company has reached an agreement, there are some uncertainties to be worked out. Despite strongly disagreeing with the CRA's position and filing objections to the amount of back taxes owed, AGF recently paid the CRA approximately $60 million in the case while it appealed. In its latest quarterly report, AGF said the disagreement over taxes owed relates to transfer pricing with a foreign jurisdiction, meaning the CRA took issue with bookkeeping transactions between AGF's Canadian and overseas operations, which are in Ireland and Singapore. Mr. Morneau's press secretary, Chloe Luciani-Girard, provided a statement that suggested the practice that was opposed by the CRA was put in place by AGF prior to when Mr. Morneau joined the board in 2000. It is his understanding that the arrangement that was ultimately challenged by the CRA predates the minister's tenure on the board of directors, and he ultimately resigned from the board over 3 years prior to the settlement, she said in an email. She also said that Mr. Morneau sold all of his shares in AGF prior to the 2015 federal election. Co-founded by Warren Goldring in 1957, AGF is one of the largest independent investment managers in the country with approximately $37 billion in total assets under management, as of October 2017. Built off a strong family dynamic, the Goldrings continue to be a central aspect of the firm, with Blake Goldring serving as its current chief executive and Judy Goldring as chief operating officer. More recently, the well-known mutual fund provider has had to shift gears in the asset management industry as regulators push for fee transparency when it comes to the cost of financial advice for Canadians. The changing landscape has seen a wave of mutual fund companies entering the exchange-traded funds business over the past 2 years to capitalize on a new revenue stream, which AGF did this past January. Story continues below advertisement. Story continues below advertisement. The issue of transfer pricing is part of the broader effort by the G20 and OECD countries to address what is called base erosion and profit shifting to ensure multinational companies are not moving profits around the world simply to avoid paying taxes. The global efforts are aimed at protecting the tax bases governments rely on to provide services.